Okay, shovel and axe mounts on a off-roader, UTV, Jeeper, well in this case a Land Cruiser. So I'm looking for a way to put some cool equipment on this rig. Instead of packing it inside, why not use the bars, right? As you can see with the roto packs, or those are roll packs, got them on the bars. That's pretty cool. And I had a fire extinguisher mount. So what I'm going to be using are fire extinguisher mounts for cool ways to give you guys ideas of how you can mount equipment on the truck. So I did this last week so you can see an axe mounted to the bar. So let me show you real quick, what kind of got me the idea, how I was incubating this idea with putting an axe and a shovel on a truck. So check this out. And up top you have a period correct Confer roof rack with shovel, axe, some recovery boards. Actually use, if you ever do this on a Confer and you use a Smitty built mount, you got to do some little bit of Dremel drilling on it. Okay, so that was my FJ62, and you saw that I had a rack up top, not with tubes, but a different way to set it up, and Smitty Built made that piece so you can put it on a roof rack of a Jeep or that old school Confer. I had to do some retrofitting. So I was wondering, how do I do this on the tubes? So whether you have 1.5, 1 3/4, or 2-inch, like in my case I got 2-inch, I took this fire extinguisher mount, and typically the part that up here that's on the bar, that's supposed to be around the fire extinguisher, and this part below is supposed to be around the bar. But this was, I think, a 1.5 inch too small, so I said, wait a minute, I'll reverse it and I'll put the hose clamps up on the bar, and then the clamps that are supposed to be on the bar on the axe. So presto, there you have it. But I think I'm going to switch this one out. This was just an experiment because I only had that one fire extinguisher. So I went on a fire extinguisher purchase rampage, and here's what I came up with. So starting with this one. This one's pretty cool. I like it. Obviously that's 2 inches now, so I'm going to have the right span for my bar. But they come with hose clamps, so it's kind of, hose clamps, so I guess you can fit any type of fire extinguisher. This one, because it's red, I'll probably replace what we just saw in the back, because red light, rear of the car. This will probably reflect off of headlights. Next up, another product that has hose clamps, and this is from Joe's Racing. The same one I had back there, but this time I'm getting the right size for the bar. So we will try that one. And in addition, I got something from Joker Machine. So I already fiddled around with this one, and the only issues I had with this, now this is apart from those having hose clamps, which I'd prefer to have obviously more secure, tough, not hose clamps, but clamps for each side for the fire extinguisher, and this one is for the tube. But the first issue I had with this one is pulling this was so hard. It was like in an emergency, maybe your adrenaline's going, but pulling the pull pin, it was stuck. So I actually, and there's the back side of it, I lubricated it, and it's pulling out a little better. But I had another issue with this one, which I'll come back in a second. Then I got this one. This one's cheap. These are like, I don't know, 20 bucks from eBay or Amazon, but it's because this is composite. Everything we've seen so far is billet 6061 aluminum. This is like injection mold. I mean, you can already hear it's going to rattle. So that one, I'm probably going to pass. But I got some hose clamps in there. Then I have this one. This is amazing. Look at that mount, and that's for the specifically made for, here we go, the H3R. So H3R makes this for their own fire extinguishers, and that just looks awesome. And then last but not least, from that same Joker Machine, they actually make a piece that will hold a roto pack. So I thought that was kind of cool. I know it's you know, holding equipment on the bar. So that's kind of the theme of my video, but that goes around the bar. And then you put on, if you're familiar with the Rotopacks, you put this on, and then this is what screws down their own product to hold it down. So pretty darn cool. So here's the other issue I had with Joker Machine that I wanted to share. When you're putting this in, this clamp does not have much room. So this screw actually opens up kind of like the clam mouth. It spaces it out, so then you put in your fire extinguisher and then you loosen it, so then it tightens around, and then you give a final tighten on these two. So that's what I did. I kind of prepped and installed that. This one, the problem is that piece on that sticks out right here, that piece is recessed on this one. Okay, so no big deal. I was trying to span it to see if it would fit this H3R fire extinguisher, which it will. And as I was doing that with the Allen key, and it's a super small Allen key, like 2 sizes smaller than what the that H3R Allen key was, but I stripped it. So in doing so, it's stuck. It's stuck. So I could fit this. I tested it. I got it around the base of the of that fire extinguisher. But once I would get it hammered on, the question is, I would never be able to tighten it down because these pieces that tighten it are fighting this one, which is stuck. So I'd have to cut that in 2 spots and then pry it open. So I'm going to think of another use for this. I mean, these are all like on average about 160 to 199 bucks. So they're not cheap, right? So I'll figure something out. I'm sure this could be returned and they'll send a replacement. But my suggestion to that company would be make a longer screw here so that if you do strip it or have a problem, if it's sticking out like this, you can get some vice grips around it and at least, you know, do what you need to do. Because once you have the fire extinguisher in, you're good. Okay, so the shovel I wanted to show you that we're going to mount is this shovel. So I did a little video on that. That's the Fanatic Annihilate Assassin FA3, best shovel, military shovel made on the market. They're not cheap. They're like $239. So I ordered a bunch. If you're looking for one and a mount, who knows? I'll see what I can put together. Check the description. I'll update that. You know, kind of like a combo pack. So I'll see if I can get a discount from those guys or as a combo. But that's the axe. Sorry, that's the shovel. This is the axe. And I like where the axe is placed back here. And that black axe, simply Home Depot. It's the Husky axe, and I think it's 35 bucks. So that's cheap, simple. And I like that it's got the little black axe cover, so it's a little incognito, but you see it still with that mount, which is just cool factor and quick access if you ever need to go get it. And that's the part I love, is it's using a fire extinguisher repurposed to mount your equipment. So let me, I'll first start with switching that one out for the red, and we'll be back here in a second to see what that'll look like. Okay, we have part 1 complete. So I switched out the back for this, the AJK off-road. So you just basically pull that, pull it out. It does hit here, so I do have to twist the axe, but it's okay because there's room for it to twist. I can move it within this piece. And then fire extinguisher. So I like that it's kind of protected here, like you can't inadvertently go like pull this, you know, it's right near the bar. This is gonna flap in the wind a bit, but it's gonna go this way, so I don't think I'm gonna hear it much. But I think the finished product looks pretty darn cool. Yeah, I like it. And I put the axe that way because the tire takes up a lot of room here, so just symmetrically just look better that way. And that red piece is, I eyeballed it, it's pretty much in the middle. There we go. All right, now I need to figure out where to put the shovel. And the shovel has quite the sharp edge here. So just show you some of my ideas. Obviously I can't put it on this side. It already has the roll pack, the fire extinguisher, and the axe. So that's all space that's taken up. Part of me thought, put it up here. But the problem is, in the case of a rollover or something, there's a sharp edge near driver head. Not a good thing, right? And then same thing, mounting it this way. It would be right there near driver head. Not a good idea. So then I came up with the idea, I'm going to put it on this bar here. So it can be down like this when I have people in the back. So it's protected, it's behind the tire, no one's putting their hands in this area. And then I think the way the mount goes, I can swap it and I can put it up like that. So the axis, or the shovel is sticking out, so I can have options. So let me try that. And then I did think of a cool idea of where I'm going to put that Joker machine one that it won't expand anymore. So let me mount these two and let's check out the final product of what this will look like with all our equipment mounted with fire extinguisher mounts. Here's a side view of that one. Yeah, pretty darn cool. And that one mounts great. The fire extinguisher, the actual functional fire extinguisher billet on the H3R is awesome. And if you see, like, I mean, I'm jiggling the fire extinguisher hard. This has rubber inside here, so I don't think I'm going to hear any noise from that. And those pieces, by the way, this comes brushed or chrome, that's brushed. These pieces come in anodized red, black, or silver. So black would have been a little bit more incognito, but the reason why I went red is because, well, you got red lights in the back. You got a lot of my complementary colors on this truck, you know, when you color coordinate it, the red cap here, red tail light, the red pull buttons on all those, the pull to release, that's red. Even I used recovery boards as my canopy. Instead of putting my leather canopy, I put those up so they're functional, out of the way, and keeps shade on me when on the trail from the sun. Yeah, so red in the back is cool, and let's go put up two more pieces and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm done. And just in the nick of time, it's magic hour. When the sun goes down, it's just dusk and the sun is setting. So, recap. Fire extinguisher, axe, but here's what I added. I added the Joker right here, and I did notice once that it's on, this pin comes up pretty easily because it's, you know, secure. Again, I did have to put some lube on it. Watch what I'm going to put here in a second. But where is the shovel? Shovel is right here, back of the truck. So check it out. I can come grab it here, right? And I'm thinking to keep it back there. Hang on, for safekeeping, because again, at 239 bucks, I don't want to just lose this. But here's the mount while I'm traveling on the trail. Put it right up here. Look at that, one-handed too, by the way, because I am the cameraman. So check that out. That's where the shovel goes. So it's sharp, it's sticking up. I preferred it there than on the wheel. And maybe if I'm on the trail near some trees or some gnarly stuff, I know some of you are gonna say, you're gonna knock that. And I've knocked stuff before. Check this out. But it just goes to show how tough the roll packs are. So this is the roll pack. I just bashed it, and this thing is still good. I don't want to bend it back because it might snap, me forcing it back, but I bent it enough. This was like 90 degrees. I bent it up to there where I could screw it back in and hold that nice and solid. Those are awesome brackets that come with the roll packs. And by the way, that's plasti dipped. So when I scrape it, when I damage it, bring it home, spray it again, because I just didn't want to have the bright red or the bright white. I mean, look, there's nothing white on this truck. So I did switch, I painted plasti dip. I got a video on that if you want to see. So easy, and I did this like it's been a year. You can see it got some damage on the trail, so I haven't resprayed it. But at $8-9 a can at Pep Boys or online, wherever you want to get the plasti dip camo, it's called the camouflage. So shovels like that. But let me show you one other cool thing. Again, one-handed, pull the pin, yank it off. What I can do is flip it and put it on like so. Now when I did this, here's something crazy. This is just a total fluke. Look at this. This is a speaker mount, right? So these speakers, I use that more. That's a sound box. That thing is loud as can be. It's like a dance club in your truck. But see, this screw came through here and this other one here. So I said, perfect. That's how I set it. When I installed it, put the pull. So that way, my daughter, I got a young daughter, she likes to, with a couple friends, they say, drive us around the community. So they stand in the back here. You know, they stand up, there's plenty of space, the family roll cage. So we just go around some surface streets in my neighborhood here. So I think when I take them, I'd flip this around so no one's gonna put their hand on that sharp shovel head. And the shovel head's down here protected. Look, the point is down there. Like, you're not gonna get your hand there, and no one's putting their hand here anyways. So I felt that was the best spot to put the shovel. Kind of balances it out, right? Because if you think about it, you got the two roll packs, axe in the very back, shovel there, and fire extinguisher there. And fire extinguisher turned in. Obviously, I don't want to nail that on the trail. And I put it on this side. Some of you might say, well, why didn't you put it on the driver's side? You're gonna have to run around like fireman drill to get to the other side. Well, that's why. I have a fire extinguisher right there. So driver can come grab this, and when I'm on the trail, I'll let passenger know, hey, there's a fire extinguisher right on the back there. Go grab if need be. So 2 fire extinguishers. By the way, I'd prefer to use this one here because that is gas. A lot of people don't realize fire extinguishers put out a chemical that basically melts on all the engine components. And yeah, it'll put the fire out, but then you'll have a huge cleanup, or you can get like an electrostatic charge and basically screw up your whole electrical system in your rig. So go look on YouTube. There's lots of nightmare stories. So previous owner had this in here. I should switch this out for a H3R gas, because gas will choke out the fire. It won't do any damage. There's like zero cleanup because, again, it's a gas. So yes, these are a little bit more expensive, but you know what? When you do have to use it, guess what? It's going to be cheaper in the long run because you won't do potentially thousands of dollars of damage, or, you know, spending hours and hours. What's your time worth, right? Cleaning up all that fire extinguisher like retardant that goes out on the fire. That is a gas. So it does not create a massive cleanup. Oh yeah, hang on. Let me show you that final Joker machine, what I put it there for. Let me go get something. Okay, here's why I put this. Because again, at 160 bucks, I had to use it for something. Presto. So I don't know if you've been on the trail and you had to bump it or charge it. And you know, I've got a couple drink holders there. Guess what? Hot coffee will go everywhere, cold drink everywhere. But guess what? This, secure, totally secure. So I thought that was kind of a cool idea. An off-roader's cup holder, drink cup holder. Pull in case of emergency, or this case I can just pull it up. I found one that fit. Look, and it's right on the rubber, so it's not going to make any noise. There's no noise coming from this. No noise. Let's see this one. No noise. Look, that's totally secure. Fire extinguisher. No noise. So, and the axe, sorry, not the axe, the shovel comes in a bag like this. So here's a cool little bag. Just put it there. Can put some extra gear in. And then of course I have my optional mount. Since that Joe's racing, that piece can come off and go onto that mount. Which that one, by the way, is for a 1.5 inch bar. And the one back here is for a 2-inch bar. So measure your bar, make sure you get the right pieces. By the way, one thing, because I know I didn't video showing you how to put these on, when you figure out where it's gonna go, obviously you're gonna put one piece in. Just screw it in a little bit, screw it in a little bit, screw in a little bit, screw in a little bit. Because if you end up like tightening one of these all the way down, it will never go in evenly. It'll go in a little skewed and you can damage the screws, you can break them. So just do it bit by bit. I found that out the hard way when I put those speakers in, and I'll show you what I mean. See this? So see how it's not perfect? I tightened one down too much and this one broke. So I learned my lesson. Whenever you're putting a clamp down, same thing with this, you want to do each of the 4 screws just a little bit and then tighten them kind of like you're putting wheels on a wheels on your car. You're not going to screw down one of the nuts all the way. You're going to do kind of north, south, east, west. You're going to go back and forth. So same thing. So there you have it. The rig is equipped. I don't know what else I can add to this. One thing, you might want to subscribe because I will be posting, there's 2 mounts I did not get because of off-road just exploding. Currently, everybody's doing it for staycations, going and discovering trails in their area. I have one that I actually want to put here for this whole coffee mug idea. That's a quick release, super quick, and they're very, very cool. So I want to get that and test it. Plus I'll give kind of a long-term test here, like did anything rattle, did everything hang on tight and good. And then there's another mount that I'm waiting to see that's on the cheaper end. It's only like 50-60 bucks, and I want to see how it does compared to all of these ones, because these are, I think the Joker is either 160 or 199. These Joe, even though you have to use brackets or sorry, hose clamps, in this case I used right now, and it's holding it tight. These are zip ties, but I'll have to look at it every year because the plastic can dry out and just retie it. That AJK, that's 160 bucks. This billet for the H3R, which they made it for their fire extinguisher themselves, that's 160 bucks. But I think you pay 100 bucks when you buy a fire extinguisher, so you get 60 bucks off, which I think is a good deal. And it was built to go with that. And like I said, this is brilliant that it sticks out. I didn't strip it because it was a lot bigger. It was a bigger Allen key versus the Joker machine was a very small one, making it just, higher likely to strip. All right, so subscribe, check out the channel. I got this channel and another one. I post a lot of stuff on this truck. I post stuff on a lot of Land Cruisers, off-road stuff, that one, painting wheels, painting chrome wheels, just a bunch of stuff. So yeah, subscribe. I'll put a subscribe button up now, and hope and comment. If you're going to put some cool mounts, some mounts that maybe I didn't try that you think are worthy, let us know. Put it down in the comments. All right, happy trails. Thanks for watching.